Tonight on Nightside, a Pennsylvania couple's unusual romance still together, even though one actually tried to kill the other.
This February, if you're searching for something sexy, tough, reliable, and exciting, then you need to visit Findlay Downtown Toyota and fall in love with a new RAV4 or Highlander, or maybe a Tundra or Tacoma truck, and take advantage of great financing options. Plus, if you're looking for a quality used vehicle, we've got over 3 blocks full of great options to choose from. This February, fall in love with a new vehicle for 2023 from Findlay.
Now on Nightside, a couple insists their unusual romance is proof that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and they would know. One of them actually tried to kill the other.
And I'm tracking some snow flurries tonight, but wait until you see the forecast for next week.
The cars towed for expired tabs, why people in Brown's Edition say it seems unfair. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside. Well, nearly a dozen people in Brown's Edition are paying hundreds of dollars to get their cars out of impound. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Aaron Luna.
I'm Kirsten O'Connor. The Spokane Police Department ordered the tows. New on Nightside, Ron Yakor explains the other reasons why the cars were towed and what police want you to know.
Wednesday morning, Stephen Mowbray's car was parked in front of his Brown's Edition home. By noon, it was gone.
My car got impounded without any notice or any form of information.
He found out police ordered the tow and admits his tabs were expired by a few months and his car was under repair to eventually be sold.
I feel confused, more confused and a little let down by the police department. It seems like it's more of a money grab than helping the situation.
Expired tabs is the easiest way your car could get impounded, according to the Spokane Police Department. Though they say yesterday, 11 cars were towed for an even bigger reason from this Brown's Edition neighborhood.
It was just an officer taking the time to follow up on citizens' complaints.
Officer Jacqueline Valencia with the Spokane Police Department says they towed the vehicles after they determined they were abandoned.
Each one of those vehicles, I would like to point out that a community member did call in about that particular vehicle, so we did have an officer go out there, check it out, and confirmed it was expired.
Legally in Washington, law enforcement can impound any vehicle 45 days after the tabs expire.
This was many citizens calling in and complaining about this in their neighborhood. The reason why people are calling them in, they're an eyesore to the community. They're also a hub for criminal activity.
Mowbray paid over $300 to get his car back from impound.
To see something as, so sudden, and again, we're all on hard times right now, and I understand the police department is too, but we all need to be courteous to one another. That's what the police department's there for, to help us out, not to take from our pockets.
In Brown's Edition, Ron Yakor, 4 News Now.
Get ready for another couple of days of warm weather.
I think we're ready. Let's see if it'll stick around. It sounds like the winter's not too far away. Meteorologist Matt Gray is here with us tonight.
Yes, man, it was such a beautiful day today. We got up into the 40s, and with some cloud cover moving over tonight, we should be fairly mild, so we'll stay out of the 20s for a good long while. 35 in Spokane, 34 right now in Coeur d'Alene. We will see more 40-degree temperatures Friday and into the weekend, and also some spotty showers, and we're starting to see a little bit of that actually tonight. But all that's just a minor lead up to the bigger story, which is that we are going back to full-blown winter weather next week, and especially next Tuesday. So we'll start off with that little preview of at least a little bit of snow. Looks like mostly, just checking the highway cameras around the region, looks like that is mostly still high up in the mountains and around the Priest Lake area that we're seeing just a little bit of light snow trying to track its way down into Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. There's a broader system that's going to be moving across the region tonight. Not a lot of that moisture is going to get across the Cascades, but it will be enough that you might see a flurry or two as you're getting up in the morning. Our temperature's not going to go down all that much. We'll end up just right around the freezing mark with mostly cloudy skies as we're getting up and getting our morning started. Now, what happens after this? Talking about that big change to winter. Yeah, a lot going to be going on in the next few days. We want to make sure you're ready for it. We'll help you get prepared. Coming up.
Thank you, Matt. New on Nightside. Well, they say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. A Pennsylvania couple insists their unusual romance is proof of that, even though one actually tried to kill the other. Jackie Ferris reports.
Wow.
It's an unusual gallery.
Everything you see here is a memory.
About a very unusual but happy couple.
It's a love story.
This year, Tony and Frances Toto will celebrate 57 years of marriage.
We've been blessed that we are together all these years. There was a one time when we had some rough time.
When Tony says they had a rough time, he's putting it mildly. The year was 1983. Tony and Frances had 4 kids and a pizza shop. But then Tony strayed from the marriage and Frances found out.
So you decided you were going to kill your husband.
What happened next was like something out of a movie.
It's the pizza man.
Hello, pizza man.
Hollywood thought so too, turning the Toto's troubles into a feature film called I Love You to Death. While not everything in the movie is accurate, Frances did hire teenage hitmen to help her try to kill Tony 5 times, including failed attempts to blow up his car and attack him with a baseball bat. One night, Frances put a bottle of sleeping pills in Tony's food, and then the hitmen shot him.
Twice, one in the back of my head and another bullet went right through the chest.
And the one in his head is still there. I don't think I was thinking straight. It was like a love-hate kind of a thing.
Because of the pills, Tony's system slowed down. He was in a daze and says he didn't feel a thing, believing Frances when she told him he had the flu. After 5 days, police found out about the plot and arrested Frances and the teenage hitman. Tony spent 12 days in the hospital. The first thing he did when he was discharged was bail out Frances.
And then we both cry and we said to each other, you know, for now on, let's talk, let's communicate better. Something that we should have done before. So that's what was missing.
Tony and Frances say that tearful moment was a new beginning for their relationship, and to help them stay on track, they got counseling.
Did I forgive her? Yes, nothing happened to me. Yes, that's okay. Don't do it again, Fan. Yeah, take it easy, yeah?
No.
But Frances had to pay for what she did, spending 4 years in prison, talking to Tony on the phone every day.
What a wild story. The couple says they know their situation is uncommon and many people will not agree with it or understand it. If you or a loved one is being abused or you are afraid for your safety, help is available. You can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. You can also chat with someone anonymously.
Well, new on Nightside, while dating is a normal part of adolescence, new research suggests that kids who decide not to date may be happier. A recent study published in the Journal of School Health shows that adolescents who choose not to date are less depressed than their peers who are in relationships. Through a combination of self-reported student surveys and teacher feedback, data was gathered on the dating habits of 6th through 12th graders. Researchers found that a lack of romantic relationships had not hindered development, and kids who didn't date actually rated higher in social and leadership skills and lower in depression. There's a controversial bill headed to the Idaho Senate floor right now to outlaw gender-affirming health care for minors. The Idaho House of Representatives voted Tuesday in favor of the bill.
And if it passes, it would make it a felony for physicians to provide hormone blockers, hormone treatment, or gender-affirming surgeries to transgender youth. Kimber London, a non-binary activist living in North Idaho, believes gender-affirming care saves lives. They say taking the care away from children could raise suicide rates more than ever.
We need to stop putting pressure on our medical providers with jail time for performing certain procedures. I think the biggest question that we all need to address as a society is, do we need to get involved in what families decide is right for themselves, between themselves and their healthcare provider?
If passed, Idaho will be the next state, followed by South Dakota and Utah, to ban gender-affirming care for transgender minors. No word yet on when the Senate plans to vote.
New on Nightside today, Spain approved a law that allows people over 14 years old to change their gender on identification documents without the need for psychological evaluations. It passed 190 to 60. More than a dozen nations, including Ireland, Argentina, and New Zealand, already allow trans self-ID. But despite growing acceptance, the issue is controversial in Europe, echoing the polarized debate on transgender rights in the U.S. Well, it was almost a month ago when Gonzaga's 75-game home win streak came to an end at the hands of Loyola Marymount. The Bulldogs would get another shot at LMU, this time on the road in Los Angeles. The Bulldogs were locked in from the jump. There's Drew Timme and company, and here they are on the defensive end. Here's Drew Timme on defense with the block, and it goes the other way. It leads to Julian Strother showing off the bounce with the one-handed dunk. Strother was on another level tonight for the Zags. Here they are in the second half. Strother coming around the screen. This time he's going to knock down this three and get the foul with the leg kick. Strother had a game-high 28 points for the Bulldogs. Timme was relatively quiet in this one as well, just 13 points. Easy day at the office for Timme. Easy day at the office for Mark Few and company. Gonzaga wins this one easily, 108-65. The Bulldogs get serious payback for that loss to LMU in the kennel last month. The Bulldogs had 4 different players score in double figures. And next up, Gonzaga will take on Pepperdine at 4 o'clock on Saturday in Los Angeles. We'll have more on Gonzaga's big win and talk about some of the other big basketball games in the area coming up in our full sportscast. Guys.
Thanks, Julian. Well, coming up on Nightside, the murder of 4 University of Idaho students in their home has many parents rethinking their own children's safety. We hear from one mom after the break.
A woman bravely fights off her attacker in her apartment complex's gym. The video after the break.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
4 News Now is brought to you by Wendell Motors.
New tonight.
That little devil, George Santos, he is the Michael Jordan of lying. And according to his bio, he's also the Michael Jordan.
Plus, from American Idol, Katy Perry and Lionel Richie.
This is crazy!
And music from Beck, Jimmy Kimmel Live. New tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
At Dishman Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep, we are loaded and stacked full on the lot with over 100 new and used vehicles shipped to our dealership last month. So this February, we are offering a sweetheart of a deal by aggressively lowering prices to sell them fast. Plus, offering delayed payments until April 1st and giving you larger than normal trade-in values so you don't have to wait for your new vehicle. You can show up today and drive away in a new vehicle this week from Dishman.
Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries offers free design services to help you create a unique look for your home, so you can work around that one special piece you can't live without. Perfect. Announcing the President's Day sale. For a limited time, you can save 30% on everything in the store. Plus, you'll get 0% interest financing for 36 months. So don't wait. Hurry in now. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Freezing for a reason. Students at Ferris High School will be camping out in the cold to get your attention, the important cause they want you to know about.
And winter weather making a comeback in Mark's 7-day forecast. Check it out tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest.
The President's Day sale is on this holiday weekend at More Furniture for Less.
Right now is a great time to find amazing pricing store-wide on the furniture you need for every room in your home.
Our newest 2023 styles have arrived and are all on sale.
Our most popular styles are in stock and on sale.
Visit More Furniture for Less this President's Day weekend to get the furniture you've been waiting for at incredible values.
Preview all sales specials online at morefurniture.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by Northwest Motorsport.
Thanks for staying up with Nightside. 4 University of Idaho students murdered where they should have been safe. The national search to find their killer created confusion and fear for even some of the smallest towns in the inland Northwest.
It made national headlines, and in the weeks that followed, more and more calls came in to Moscow police, just like these.
Crime, and obviously
And that fear hit home for moms like Kelly Damon.
And the minute it happened, there were so many people that I know in our community being so close in proximity that knew the victims or their family. I just think anytime that something happens to a child, no matter the age, and you're a new mom, that's your worst nightmare.
Kelly's a mom of 3 in Spokane. Her 2 older kids are in college out of state. She says they regularly share their locations and have conversations about safety on and off campus.
At her particular college, kids move out their junior year off campus. And that was something that we had to talk about a lot this winter because I did not want her living off campus.
Well, you can find the full special report right now on KXLY.com. Take a look at this woman fighting off her attacker inside of her apartment complex gym in Florida. It all started after the woman let the suspect into the gym, saying she didn't think twice about it because people forget their key to get into the gym often. The victim said she figured if she kept fighting back, the attacker would eventually get tired and give up.
It's my, thought the entire time, because the more fight you put in, I do believe they would get more tired because they see that, dang, this girl is fighting, and you can see at the end of the video, he was tired.
After struggling with him for more than a minute, she was able to break free. But the story doesn't end there. According to police, the next day, the same man knocked on another woman's apartment door, asking if she wanted to hang out because he thought she was pretty. Deputies say he entered her apartment, but the victim's fiance chased him out.
I have no idea who I am. You have clearly been watching me from the outside of my apartment, and you just decided to come out and knock on my door. It was weird. It was really weird, really scary and weird at the same time.
After that encounter, deputies located and arrested Thomas Jones. He's facing sexual battery, kidnapping, and false imprisonment charges.
Tesla is recalling all of its vehicles equipped with what the company calls full self-driving. The recall affects nearly 363,000 vehicles. The recall notice was issued by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. The agency says the full self-driving feature can cause the vehicle to violate traffic laws in certain rare circumstances. Tesla will attempt to fix the problem with a software update. It's unclear whether the company will alter the feature to make it safer or if the update will simply deactivate the feature. There's a traffic alert that might get in the way of your weekend plans. Part of I-90 in Spokane is closing for more demolition of the Magnolia Street pedestrian bridge. Starting at 10 o'clock Saturday night, I-90 from Division to Freya will be closed until 8 a.m. Sunday morning. If you want to see a full list of the detours and the closures, find this story on KXLY.com.
And that's probably not going to be the last time we see snow going. There will be snow going, slow going on I-90 here over the next week and a half as we go back to some wintry weather. In fact, seeing enough signs here that we've gone ahead and say, hey, possibility of an alert day on Tuesday. That looks like that's going to be the big day as we transition from this warm, rainy weather into some cold and snowy weather. Snow and severe road conditions, especially around Spokane and the northern Idaho Panhandle. And once again, it's going to be next Tuesday. That's the day you got to pay attention to, and you will likely have to be planning around the weather with whatever you've got planned for Tuesday. Arctic air is going to approach during that time frame. That's why we're going to be looking for some snowy conditions. As we head through Wednesday, that cold air sweeps in across the inland northwest. We have some very cold weather for the end of the week, especially by February standards. One of the reasons that we are looking at the potential for some heavy snow out of this is, well, that Arctic air, as it pushes up against some of the relatively warmer air, that is, you end up with some pretty heavy snow on the edge of that. So if that front stalls out over any part of the inland northwest, well, all of a sudden you got a lot of snow coming in. And we still have some fairly high percentages for some fairly high amounts of snow in the I-90 corridor. They're still pretty low, but the fact that we're getting up around in that 10 to 20% range, pretty significant 4 to 5 days out. So that's something we're going to be watching. We'll keep you updated as we head through the weekend as things start to coalesce into a more precise forecast. What we're seeing right now, a little bit of snow up in the higher elevations. I'm not expecting much out of this. Maybe a flurry to a dusting at most as we go through the night. I'll show you that in a minute. Here's our lows down to about 30, 31 degrees. A few places in the 20s like Omak and Colville. Let's swing through your Friday forecast. You can see some of that moisture still coming down as we head into the morning commute. And so I will be looking for a little bit of snow around Sandpoint, Lake Ponderay, north into Bonners Ferry. Maybe a few flurries even getting down into the Rathdrum Prairie. As we head through the day, mountain snow showers, a few little sprinkles of wintry mix around North Idaho in the afternoon, and then some more unsettled weather up in the North Idaho mountains by and large, and perhaps over the Palouse as well as we head into Friday night. The weather's going to be generally more unsettled, but the chances of you getting something at your house are still going to be in that about 20 to 30% range at most, and we're really only looking at about a dusting at the most in our valleys. If it comes a little bit later in the day, well, it'll be too warm and we won't get anything to stick at all, because look at these temperatures. We're still going to be up in the 40s, even with this little bit more unsettled weather. in the 50s. In Lewiston, only spot with highs in the 30s up in the Methow Valley. For your Friday, start with the flurries in the 30s. A little bit of chance for some sun to pop out again in the afternoon as those 40s show up. And that's the end of our week. The weekend, not a whole lot of difference. Monday, some rain with mountain snow. Tuesday, that big snowy day. Wind chill, blowing and drifting snow. Not great conditions either on the roads on Wednesday. And then look at these cold, cold temperatures for Thursday. Yeah, that's going to be fun, huh? Real fun.
Very fun. I say that shivering. All right. Thank you, Matt. New on Nightside, this rescue dog with the Mexican Army that you're about to see was killed in action while searching for survivors in Turkey after the deadly earthquake there. A guard of honor thanked Proteo for his service. 5 rescue dogs, including the dog's father, joined the ceremony. Local media reported that he helped locate 2 surviving earthquake victims in Turkey. And he was one of the 16 Mexican dogs that provided rescue efforts following the February 6th earthquake that has killed more than 40,000 people.
Coming up, jurors say witnesses lied on the stand during an investigation into whether former President Donald Trump tried to interfere with the 2020 election. We'll be right back.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Those responsible for making our local roads and highways safe for winter travel would like to remind you that snow removal is an important, critical, and precise task. Please give the right-of-way to removal equipment so we can all get where we need to go quickly and safely.
Our President's Day sale is for your whole house.
Prep your living room with this cozy pull-out sofa for only $9.99.
Upgrade your bedroom with this contemporary bed in a panel or canopy version for only $9.99.
Add dining style with this extendable table and 4 swivel chairs for only $9.99. Now is the best time to upgrade your home.
No matter what your style, More Furniture has the right looks at the right price.
Visit morefurniture.com to preview all the President's Day sale specials.
Looking for style, power, and technology wrapped in Buick luxury? The 2023 Buick Envision Compact SUV has just what you're looking for, with technology like Amazon Alexa built-in, wireless smartphone charging, head-up display, and wireless compatibility for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Take the wheel and lease an Envision for just $345 a month. Come see the selection of new Buicks just off I-90 at George Gee Buick GMC, the top volume GMC Buick dealer in Washington State.
When Aspen Dental told me that my dentures was ready, I was so excited. I love the confidence. I love that I can flash this beautiful smile and make the world smile with me. I would totally say Aspen Dental changed my life.
Aspen Dental makes new smiles affordable. Right now, get 20% off dentures. We do anything to make you smile. Schedule your consultation today.
Winter weather means hazardous driving conditions. If you must travel, follow these guidelines to keep everyone safe. Slow down and keep a safe following distance. Use traction tires. Give snow and emergency vehicles the right of way. Carry an emergency kit. Brought to you by Lakes, Worley, Post Falls, and Eastside Highway Districts.
4 News Now is brought to you by Fairway Floor.
New on Nightside, people are protected against symptomatic illness for at least 10 months after COVID infection, according to a new study by the Institute of Health Metrics. Protection against severe disease and death is still at almost 90% at the 10-month mark. Researchers say that's about as good as 2 vaccines, and most people probably only need 1 booster per year. That's in line with what the Food and Drug Administration is loosely encouraging right now. But no vaccine schedule has been set in stone. There are still about 40,000 new cases of COVID-19 in the U.S. every day.
President Biden is making formal remarks on the high-altitude objects recently shot down over U.S. and Canadian airspace since bipartisan calls for more details about the objects.
We don't yet know exactly what these 3 objects were, but nothing right now suggests they were related to China's spy balloon program or that they were surveillance vehicles from any other country.
The president plans for stricter enforcement of U.S. airspace. Search crews have recovered critical fragments of the Chinese balloon, but extreme conditions are delaying efforts to recover debris from the other 3 objects.
New on Nightside, A grand jury investigating possible election interference has heard testimony from 75 witnesses so far, including top Trump advisor Rudy Giuliani and former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. A majority of the jurors say one or more of those witnesses may have committed perjury, but we still don't know which ones. Trump ally Senator Lindsey Graham, who testified in Georgia, says he told the truth.
You're confident you're not one of the people that perjured themselves?
I'm confident I testified openly and honestly.
For now, who may be indicted for perjury and whether or not the jury believes Donald Trump should be charged is a mystery. It was Mr. Trump who was caught on tape pressuring Georgia's Republican Secretary of State to, quote, find the votes he needed to win Georgia.
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state. So what are we going to do here, folks? I only need 11,000 votes. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break.
The jury was in total agreement on one point, saying, quote, we find by unanimous vote that no widespread fraud took place in the Georgia 2020 presidential election that could result in overturning that election. Eastern Washington men's basketball was looking to win its 16th game in a row, but the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks were standing in the way. Highlights and post-game reaction after the break.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Satay Bistro and Catering Company.
You could still feel the murder in the house. Very rarely do you see a scene that gruesome.
Why would you murder 2 innocent people? 2 innocent women. What would possibly be a motive?
Could the murder somehow be tied to interest in the occult? We have an extremely psychotic killer. He was a predator.
I was terrified.
Now Friday night.
The most bizarre twist yet.
The new 2020 that seemed unsolvable until...
She's about to break the case.
Friday night on ABC.
Yeah, buddy. Own the elements. Quattro in the Audi Q5.
Let's go, buddy.
Wow, you guys really are taking the Zags Win You Win promotion seriously.
Oh, yes, ma'am. If the Gonzaga Bulldogs win the 2023 National Championship, Bill's Heating is going to be refunding up to $6,000 of people's eligible equipment purchases, including yours.
Well, I hope you win.
Yeah, we got this.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think I'll sell my veggies at the market.
Do you even remember to water the house plants? I do this?
You can do this.
Hey, we need to build a home office. We're adding another bathroom.
I think I'll study programming.
Bro, you even connect your phone to Bluetooth.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Charged with style. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Well, the Gonzaga men's basketball team has a long memory. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesome. The Bulldogs still remember that heartbreaking loss to Loyola Marymount just 1 month ago. It was a loss that ended Gonzaga's 75-game home win streak. The Bulldogs were taking on LMU once again, and tonight you could tell Gonzaga wanted revenge. The Bulldogs were locked in from the jump. Drew Timme and the crew. Here they are on defense. Timme with the big block right here at the top of the key. The Bulldogs were off to the races. Malachi Smith to Julian Strother for the takeoff and the one-handed dunk. Strother was on another level tonight. Here he is once again. Gonzaga running the offense, and it was crisp all night long. Strother knocks down the 3 and the foul. He had a game-high 28 points for the Bulldogs. Drew Timme, great on defense, was also pretty quiet offensively, as there's Chet Holmgren, the former Zag bag cheering on his teammates. But here's Timmy, had just 13 points, but had this nice move. Easy day at the office for him. Mark Few and company get the W. Gonzaga wins 108-65. The Bulldogs get serious payback for that loss that they suffered in the kennel last month. Had 4 different players score in double figures. Next up, Gonzaga will take on Pepperdine at 4 o'clock on Saturday in Los Angeles. Gonzaga women's hoops hosting Pacific tonight. Gonzaga guard Kaylin Trong was on fire. Trong had 21 points, all on three-pointers. She had a total of 7 threes in this game as she knocks down this one in the fourth quarter. Brenna Maxwell had a nice game for the Bulldogs too. She scored in double figures. Maxwell, check this out, will be in the right place at the right time under the hoop for the lay-in. And Trong once again on the offensive end. This time she was playing like it was a video game out there. It was all Bulldogs in this one. 69-58 is the final. The Bulldogs will take on St. Mary's for the final home game of the season on Saturday.
Much better effort than last time. I think I said to Steve beforehand, our goal is to keep them under 35%, and I think they scored 55% of their shots last time. So the defensive intensity was significantly better. We gave up 85 last time we played them, and 58, so it's a big difference.
Ticini, where Eastern Washington put the nation's longest win streak on the line as they welcomed in Northern Arizona in the first half. Off the missed 3, it'll be Dion Stroud, grabs the rebound and the putback with the layup to go down. The Eagles would go up by as many as 18 points. Now, just before the break, Lumberjacks trying to get some momentum. Carson Tout with the monster dunk, but they still trail by 12. In the second half now, Eagles go on offense. Angelo Allegri from deep. He would finish with a game-high 15 points, and then later the big fella, Ethan Price, left alone in the corner. Eastern Washington, they routed them 72-55, extending it to 16 straight games. That means they can clinch at least a share of the Big Sky regular season title with a win on Saturday.
It's definitely been a goal of ours. We talked about it in our first team meeting. You know, our first goal is to be the most cohesive team in the country, because that should come first before winning, right? And so we talked about being the closest team in the country, and that will lead to a Big Sky championship. That was our second goal.
Washington State men's hoops hosting Oregon State, and OSU had no answer for Washington State big man Muhammad Gay. Gay didn't miss a shot in the entire game. 9 for 9, perfect. He had 21 points. Second half now, WSU up by double digits. Beavers trying to make a comeback here. Michael Rataj with a strong move to the basket and the foul. But again, it was just Muhammad Gay's night. He's just a different type of player. Gay will get the slam right here. 80-62 is the final. Washington State will host Oregon in the final home game of the season at 4 o'clock on Sunday from Beasley Coliseum in Pullman. It'll also be senior day for the Cougars. That'll wrap us up for sports.
Download the 4 News Now app today. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
Toyota trains certified technicians. Is that important?
Well, you wouldn't hire just anyone to help you move, would you?
This shortcut saves 2 hours easy, clean,
dude! No.
Of course not.
Not again.
Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota.
Hi, I'm Chris with Clark's Tire and Automotive. Right now is the best time to get your vehicle in to get it checked over. Come on in for a free winter inspection. We're going to check your brakes, shocks, struts, tires, air filter, wiper blades, and your heating and cooling system to make sure you're winter ready. If you can't make it into one of our shops, give us a call. We now have a mobile service. We offer a 2-year, 24,000-mile parts and labor warranty. We support our local law enforcement, our schools, our nurses and doctors, and we're here to support you. Come and try us out. We are a friendly neighborhood service repair center.
Sink into comfort and savings with M. Lily mattresses today at More Furniture.
Choose from the Queen 12-inch Aura Hybrid mattress or the 13-inch Nora for only $9.99, or upgrade to the Queen 12-inch Superior Cooling Aura mattress.
Still only $9.99.
Get superior comfort with all M. Lily mattresses.
We'll also include an adjustable base and 2 pillows, all for just $9.99, and we will ship it for free.
Your best night's sleep at More Furniture.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Take a hike, put a Adirondack chair on your lawn, and just soak up some rays. Do what you got to do with this fake spring, because it's going to be over before you know it.
Fake spring brings out the wildlife. Check this out. 4 News Now reporter Destiny Richards caught this group of deer on video walking by Spokane City Hall this morning during Good Morning Northwest. Just kind of strolling down. Maybe they're going to the mall. Maybe looking to grab a few deals. People said deers. Spend a little dough. Spend a little. That's a good one.
We had someone call in. I'd like to share that someone was very concerned about this video earlier in the night.
Yes,
so
this is true.
We do understand that wildlife need to be safe.